Can you imagine what live actions in anime would look like if we had the AI tools 100 years from now? Like, that would look insane. Like, unfortunately, you won't even need the actors, bro. You can literally like probably type into like some command prompt and say, Madara Shinobi Alliance fight, create as realistic as possible.
Like boom, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam. The type I'm on, you wouldn't understand. The type of skits I'm on, you wouldn't understand. Big dog business, I would not hold your hand.
You don't have to hire all these actors and actresses and, you know, lighting, makeup artists, VFX, all of that. It's going to be crazy, man. 102 years from now, it's going to be past my time. Clearly, I won't be here. That's already one of the biggest worries in the art industry right now and every other industry. They're like, whose job is going to be taken next by AI? They can take YouTube out, man, whatever. I can't sit here and say like, you know, this will never take my job. But the fact of the matter is like, I saw a comment that was talking about the Yu Yu Hakusho live action series on Netflix was just as good as the anime. And I was like, bro, that's cap. That's not true. In what world is that true? I don't know if you're just riding the hype train, whoever that was, but they're not the only person that thinks like that though. I saw like so many upvotes on that comment, but I expected that from Twitter. I expected something like that from Twitter. You know, I expected like 1 million views, 100,000 upvotes, people talking about that the live action is better than anime, because there's not one anime or there's not one live action TV show or movie that is better than its anime. Can you imagine Solo Leveling, Junwoo boxing up Baron? Turning it into a live action, but using AI anime tools? You would need an Avengers budget to make that stuff look like that. Ain't nobody got $400 million to make one episode of Solo Leveling. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine the Luffy and Kaido fight, which took a whole year to animate? You know, we ain't gonna get in on that. But the whole Kaido fight, all the CGI and all the makeup that it would take to get Kaido's actual stature. You look at Kaido, how are they gonna do that? If they ever try to make that into a live action, how are they gonna do that? How are you gonna have Kaido standing face to face with Luffy? Luffy literally has to look to the sky to look at Kaido in his eyes. And when we look at the live action from One Piece, I think the CGI where he stretches, the VFX, I give it like a 6 out of 10. You know, it could look worse. It just looked very Spy Kids. You know what I'm saying? Like it felt like it was a little bit in the Spy Kids. I like the show. I'm sure there are people that have watched the live action and they say it's probably better than the anime because they got to digest a little bit more the storyline and the characters a little bit better, because they may not even like anime as much as they would real people taking in those roles. You know what I'm saying? It's just real hard. It's just real hard for live action to take off, you know? It's like, it's a hard pill to swallow. Like every time you hear your favorite anime or something is coming up with a live action adaptation, you're like, oh, like, damn. They're about to chop it up, because as soon as I heard that One Piece was having a live action, I was like, oh my God. Oh, we're going to be like Dragon Ball. At the time, whenever they made that Dragon Ball live action, I can't remember what year it was, but it had to have been like 20 years ago or like 15 years ago. But for an anime at that time to get a live action, that's big. For One Piece to get a live action series on Netflix, that's big too. And then it's scary because you're like, oh my God, this is gonna crash and burn. It's gonna be so ass. This is gonna, oh my God, we're f***ed. You know, that's what you would really be thinking. But then I had a little bit more hopes whenever I found out that they putting money into it. You know, they're like the Avengers budget. Okay, but this is where AI comes in. You know what I'm saying? Like, say 100 years from now, you won't need that budget. You won't need it. You could probably do it with like 5 or 10 great minds, you know, that are really good in the content creation, that know what the fuck they're doing. It's crazy. I'm telling you. Like when you pair AI and anime 100 years from now, that's raps for live action actors. You could just like I said, you could just type in a command, anime, this fight, realistic as possible, and it'll do it. I feel like everybody in the future is going to be able to create any type of content that they want. Imagine Killua being animated in his like Thunder God form. Now, picture that in a live action. It's probably really hard to picture that, huh? You're like, damn, it doesn't even look good in my head whenever I try to put an actor in it. I don't know, man. It's just hard. Like, it's hard for me to imagine that. The older generation, and I get fooled sometimes every now and then, cannot differentiate AI from real life. Now, when you enter the anime space, that is going to be crazy.